Yes, good morning YouTube. So I wanted to show you a couple little modifications I've done. These are my spool hubs that basically fit inside of your large opening and give me a 8mm 5/16 inch center bore so I can mount these on this rod. And one thing I did to make these a little more secure and a little easier to work with is set these up for a wood screw. So I have about a 3-inch long wood screw that goes through the one side, has about a 5mm hole, and then I drilled the other side about 3mm so it picks up the threads of the wood screw, and that way I can run a screw through there. Doesn't stick out the other side. I recess the head here, and that way these hubs stay put. I don't have to get the size just perfect, because I've found all these spool hubs are all slightly different size. Most are like 53 millimeters. I think this one was 54, and I found some other ones that were maybe a little bigger and a little smaller. So instead of trying to make a perfect fit, I just get it close enough and then use the little wood screw to just clamp the two halves in place, and that way the spools stay together while I'm working them onto my rod. So here's my spool of nylon, and then this is the other little change I did here. On the far end of my rod I put a drill stop. So this is a little collar with a set screw in it, and I just put that on just to keep the last spool here from falling off the end, because when I put it into my dry box I kind of tip this end down and get it into the holder on the far end, and then I drop the other end down. And I was having trouble with the spools wanting to, they'd want to slide off that way. That drill stop keeps them in place. I think I've got my filament dry box all sorted out here. I've got 4 spools in there, 3 kind of conventional spools, and then the blue one on the end is my nylon trimmer line filament. And what I just got today were some of these 12mm vacuum caps, and let me show you what I'm going to do with those here. Yeah, so hopefully you can see over here on the side, I can just take one of these vacuum caps and cap off the feed-throughs of filament that I'm not using, and that'll keep that filament dry, keep it out of the air anyway. Picked up a bag of 12mm silicone vacuum caps. So on the top I've got the sponges glued on, and then those just drop down in between each filament spool. So you can see each sponge fits down into the recess on the spool, provides a little bit of friction, and it also keeps the spools from spinning. If the filament does get a little bit loose, the sponge will hold it down on the surface instead of letting it work its way backwards and making a rat's nest. So hopefully that all those things will come together here. So I'm about ready to give this a test, make sure all the filament feeds okay. But anyway, there is my filament dry box. So the idea is this stays sealed up. I've got 3 desiccant air dryers in there, and that keeps the humidity in this box down around 20% day and night. Keeps all the dust and dirt off of the filament, since it gets a little bit dusty up here in the attic. I mean, it's unconditioned airspace, but I think that should work pretty good. So I've got all the filament fed through for easy access, easy changeover. So I'll just get the rest of my vacuum caps on there to seal up the openings that I'm not using, and we'll give it a try. So yeah, if you have any questions about this dry box, post up in the comment section below. I'll put links to all the things I used to build mine. If you like that video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel for updates. And as always, thanks for watching.